something on your mind anytime. I'm here to listen. Sister Talk. When you need someone who understands, I know what you're missing. Sister Talk. No matter what you're going through, don't worry, I ain't going nowhere. Sister Talk. If you ever feel alone, say the word, I'll be right there. Sister Talk. Sister, 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 sister talk, sister.
Let's get to Toya Graham, the mother who beat her child, slapped him around.
Yeah. See, this is an interesting thing for me because my parents are Guyanese. Okay.
Okay.
Caribbean. Y'all Caribbean people out there know. Southern people know. I believe her reaction when she was at home and saw him on TV and ran out. I think her first reaction was she didn't want her son to be killed, you know, and he was throwing rocks at the police. It wasn't like he was peacefully protesting. He was doing something that could have gotten him absolutely shot.
Okay, let's turn the volume up and let's hear what's happening in the patrol room.
I look at he's just like walking away.
Let him hear.
Sorry, okay.
Yeah. Okay. You know,
see, that is rage out of the fact that he wasn't listening. He was still walking away. She was like, you know, and I think it was fear. It was rage and fear that throwing rocks at the police, I hate to say it, what would that have done but gotten him shot, you know?
So what do you think about the video, 212-757-1393, 212-757-1393? Now, she's gotten a lot of flack over that.
Flack and applause, both.
Yeah, both of the applause, but the media, and I have to say the white media has really portrayed her as a hero.
Yeah, interestingly
Mom
enough.
of the year,
yes.
You know, and all that. But, you know, you have people like Stacey Patton of the Washington Post. She basically said that she's teaching her son not to bow down to white supremacy. You know, do we have that Michaela Angela Davis video? If that's ready, let me know. You know, we're going to show that later, what she said about that. You have a lot of people who disagree with that. You have a lot of people who are for that, you know. I think, you know, when you watch the video, watch when she talks about that. She said her instincts came in when she saw that.
Seeing your son throw a rock at the cops that are already, their testosterone, they are out for blood, those cops. They're demonizing this group of wiling apes, I hate to say it.
Oh, no, don't say
you know that's how they demonize us.
Okay.
So I think that her reaction, it was a reaction. I don't think she should be applauded as a hero, but I think it was a genuine reaction of, my God, I got to go save my son. And I don't think popping him on the head was unfortunately a reaction.
Let me piggyback that. I don't think the media understands. She even said, I am not a hero. I was out there to save my son.
There you go.
And they're making it seem like it's their fault.
Exactly.
That black men in that area, really nationwide, that are being racially profiled
for a lot less than throwing rocks and bricks at the cops.
Thanks to the social media and cameras, we're seeing that they're being framed for murder. You know, people are being killed. Yeah, I believe it was in South Carolina. The guy dropped his razor. I mean, planted a razor and so forth.
That's right.
You know, so it's. I don't understand why the media is saying that all moms should be like this.
I know.
I really don't understand that. Do we have that video with Michaela Angela Davis? Okay, all right. Okay, Stephanie Rawlings-Blake, I mean, the mayor of Baltimore, she has a lot to deal with now.
Yes.
Like I said, she called them thugs. She called them agitators. Well, I do remember her saying thugs. I believe the governor said agitators.
Right.
You know,
I think so.
But I felt kind of really bad for her. You know, I know that Riley said that she thinks she's being paid. Yeah, you know, she's a public official and so forth. But I think there's a sincerity in there about her wanting to build Baltimore up. When you think of Baltimore, what do you think of? I think of The Wire.
Look,
I think
exactly.
of the corner.
When I've been down there, you know, and me from East New York, Brooklyn, I was like, psh, this is going to be nothing. Let me tell you, I was humbled very quickly. I was like, let me take my little attitude, my little East New York attitude off and be respectful because it's no joke. It is, and this is years ago, way before this. This is when it was peaceful. So imagine, so yeah, no, it's no joke. There is a lot of rage there. And how many supposed 12 men have been killed even since a Freddie Gray, supposedly, by the cops?
Freddie Gray, yeah, the underlying issue, the underlying issue is Freddie Gray.
The jobs, the lack of jobs being moved out of Baltimore. There's a lot of rage. There's a lot of rage.
212-757-1393. You're watching Sister Talk TV show, and we are televised live at Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Caller, what's your name, where you calling from, and what do you have to say?
It's me again, Raleigh.
Hey, Raleigh.
You don't hit somebody in their head, that's where their brain is at. You don't pop them in their face, their facial structure, they got little bones up in there. My mom, I'm 55 years old, my mother never hit me in my whole life. But had she did, she'd have picked the fatty part of my bunkie. You don't hit a kid in their head like I see a lot of people do, because your brain is in your head. And apparently all them babies she got, maybe that's what her man was doing to her, popping up, and that's a typical pop-up that a man will give a woman, pop in the face. You don't hit your kids in the head, period.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, my mother didn't hit me either, so don't, you know, in fact, my mother just hit me with words. I used to wish sometimes she would, I used to wish, please, just hit me with your, but I still say that reaction, she didn't hit his face, it was the side of the head, and it was open fist. She wasn't punching him, she didn't punch him in the face, it was this, and I'm sorry, I think that was her seeing her son on TV racing down there to stop him from throwing bricks at cops.
They had guns.
They had guns.
Yes.
She could have come there and found his corpse on the ground.
Right.
I mean, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, what would you do? Like, oh, honey, no, don't do. No, I'm sorry. That was just a mother in absolute protection mode.
Protection. Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, you know, I agree also. You know, I just think it was an instinct. You know, she didn't care about the camera. She was worried about saving her son.
Right.
Her son had a lot of respect for her.
Yes.
Because
except he was walking away from her.
He was. I think, yeah. That's. I mean,
and that riled her up more.
That riled her up more.
Like,
you know, and if you look at it, I saw some other videos, her and her son sitting on the couch. They seemed very close.
I'm sure they are.
To me, she was very articulate.
I think so.
Very well-married, soft-spoken woman.
I do not think that there's a history of abuse there. I think that was a reaction. I've got to go save my cub. That's what I think.
So we're going to look at this video of Michaela Davis and take it from there.
You're here. Thank you. So you do not think Toya is a hero?
Well, Toya is complicated. And I just want to be very clear, this is not an indictment of Miss Graham. I feel like every mother has a little Toya in her. But what is important is how complex this image is for us to negotiate, particularly women and particularly black women, that it's a sad day when a traumatized, terrorized, desperate mother beating and cursing her child becomes Mom of the Year, right? So for me, and there are many women with many different voices about how this is complicated. So this is just one point of view, that she is a symbol, not a hero. She symbolizes what incessant brutality, violence, desperation, systemic violence on her, right? And the daily struggle to survive that, that's what that looks like. When your only option is violence, right? When your response is violence. And so that...
But some might look at that and say, you know, it's a 15-year-old kid. He's a big kid. She didn't hurt him. He didn't appear hurt. He wasn't flinching from her.
Here's the thing. We watched her in terror. She's terrified that her son may get murdered by the police. She said, the most devastating part of this whole interview to me when she said, I don't want my son to be another Freddie Gray.
What do you think?
I love the sister, love Michaela. I think I agree with everything she says. The only thing I think that we have to look at, I do not think that mother was slapping him to save him. I think, again, that was just, I think it was an unfortunate reaction. I don't think it was premeditated, like I have to go down there and beat him to save him. The hitting on the head wasn't the saving. The hitting on the head was just fear, terror, whatever.
Yeah.
The saving him was just to pull him out of there.
Okay. Caller, you watch the Sister Talk TV show. What do you have to say?
Hello. I'm gonna try to take my time here. So many areas I want to point on.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time. So, what's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Vincent from Harlem.
Oh, okay, Vincent. How are you doing?
All right. I grew up in a two-parent household, and so did a number of my friends who are still alive today.
Right.
And what was known in the black community within the house, not in the street, pretty much among black people, was that as you were growing up as a juvenile and you needed punishment physically, you would get a spanking.
Right.
As you got a little older, and this primarily would go with both genders, the boys and the girls.
Right.
But we knew as the boys would grow up and it become physically much stronger, that the spankings would be referred to as beatings. And the reason why the punishment in this nature would take place is because the father was out working and the mother was primarily a homebody and raising the children up into teenagers.
All right.
So the father wasn't home to do this physically. But the reason why it would have to take a physical sense is because the mother was finding out there was a difference in the growth of the male and the female that she couldn't relate to as easily to the female, to the boy, because he would be more defiant because he didn't have that male figure at home until after the work hours. So she would have to get physical, and it was understood from the father, because when the father would come home and he would assess the situation in the household, he would try to justify if any other further measures should be taken as far as punishment, and would have to understand why his mother would have to get physical with him.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that when it got outside of the household, like we saw on TV, it was so twisted. So what we're seeing here is perpetuation of the divide of the black male and black female.
You know something?
Parents.
I think I think Michaela was off base. I know you. We talked before. I think that's totally off base also. I think in that moment,
exactly.
she was trying to save her son.
From being
and
killed.
I think these scholars, what have you, that are out there, I think they are assessing the situation too deep. It's serious, but it ain't that deep. Okay, she was out there trying to save her son. Okay, these guys had guns. You don't know
and he was
what
throwing rocks at them.
He was throwing rocks at he initiated. Maybe all mothers are not like him. Maybe all mothers can't take a deep breath and say, I have to get my son, and just pull him aside. Okay, same thing. She decided to use, violence. I mean, she tugged and slapped him across the head. Hey, we have to take another phone call. You watch this Talk TV show. We're live from Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Where you calling from and what do you have to say? And your name also.
Harlem, Io. I want to say,
hey, Io. How you doing?
Deidre, and to your guests. I totally agree with you, 100 million trillion %. I totally disagree with Michaela, and I totally disagree with that last caller. That was a sister trying to save her son, and these folks can add whatever they want, but like you said, it's basically just pure and simple. She was trying to save her son, and she met aggression with intelligence. She used intelligence to stop him. It wasn't violent. And whenever a black woman does anything, whether she does something good, she's violent. Whether she does something wrong, she's violent. That's what the society will always look at black women. I see it in a spiritual sense. That black ancestral spirit, what she used on that boy, I think that's a powerful feminine spirit that's coming back to aid us in our help and to help us. Because what they did to Freddie Gray was vicious. They broke his neck. They broke this young man's neck. They dislocated 80%, which probably means 100% of his back. And then they forced this boy to walk outside, and they broke his throat.
Right.
Just by looking at a cop. This is what white folks do. You look at them, they pull out a gun and they shoot you.
I'm calling from Harlem.
Harlem in the
house. I think the issue of concern is a parent who is trying to bring their child, protect their child from perhaps even being killed by the police.
Exactly.
Everything else is clearly irrelevant.
Exactly.
Have a nice day.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I agree with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Carl, you watch this Talk TV show. What do you have to say?
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
My name is LaRue.
Hey, LaRue, how you doing? Where you calling from?
I think it's so wonderful. I got goose pimples all up and down all over me, because that's the same thing my mother did. If there was a lot of other mothers should have done the same thing, recognize their child out there doing that, and then go out there and just beat the crap out of them on the street. Well, this mother is just wonderful.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. You know, I do want to say this, that that was her reaction. And
it was instinct. I think it all boils down to instinct.
That does not represent all black mothers. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, your mother never hit you.
We don't even know if she ever even hit him before.
That's right.
But this was an emergency. You can't take the time to, when this kid is throwing bricks and rocks at murderous cops who were demonizing that crowd already. She sees him on TV. What's her first thought? I have to go save my only son.
I think
it's just instinct. That's it, instinct.
I think she was, to make it correct, I think she was on her way to the doctor's office with her oldest daughter. And
I thought I read that she'd actually seen him on TV.
I read that too, but during the interview when she was on, I believe, one of those shows, one of those morning shows, she said that she was down there and she saw them. She saw kids throwing rocks. And she recognized her son, and she recognized the baggy pants, and she
the ninja outfit didn't hide from his mother.
The hood, all that stuff didn't hide, and their eyes locked. And then she was like, "I'm going to get you." Yeah. Mind you, that does not represent all mothers. She chose to handle it that way. She said she lost it. You know, she lost it. You are not going out like that. You're not going out like that.
How many mothers say, I'm going to kill you? You know what I mean? They don't mean that, but it's just...
We have one more call, and we're going to move on. Caller, you watch the Sister Talk TV show. What's your name? Where you calling from? And what do you have to say?
Hi, I'm calling from Harlem, and you literally took the words right out my mouth.
Okay. What was that?
I was calling to say not all black mothers are like that. I'm a mother of one beautiful black man that I'm raising with his dad. And when I do get angry with something that he does that I don't agree with, we sit down, we talk about it, and we get down to the problem that's at hand.
Right.
We don't hit him. We don't scream after him. We just figure out what's wrong and how can we help you and how can I get you to the next step.
Thank you. Thank you for
As I said, you literally took the words out of my mouth. Not all of us are hitting our sons. Not all of us are screaming at our sons. We find creative things to reach and get to our beautiful black men out there. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you so much. But you know, the real issue, Andrea, the real issue here is it all boils down to Freddie Gray.
Let's get back to Freddie
25 years old, Freddie. You know, his parents, I think his mother is being interviewed, I believe, Monday with Robin, with Good Morning America, one of those morning shows and so forth. We haven't seen her. We haven't seen what she has to say. Right. You know, already they're coming out trying to demonize him.
Of course.
But he did it to himself. Yeah, he did it to himself. And that's the history. That's the history of the lynchings. That's the history of black men getting killed. They did it to themselves. You know, they hung themselves. It was not too long ago where a young black guy who was dating a white woman was found lynched and his shoes was taken. His Jordan, the Mikey expensive tennis shoes, sneakers. I'm from DC, tennis shoes. Tennis shoes was taken, you know, so that's what it boils down to. Okay, we have to close the show out. I want to thank Zaki Z Starman, the creator of Sister Talk TV show, the creator and director, for letting us women and the callers like you have our say. My shout out to Andrea Rose Clark, sister from another planet. Thank you. We had a ball with you. Please come back. Shout out to the sound engineer, Ashley, first time here, did a very good job. Also, Javon handling the videos. Woo, 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 woo. Again, my main man, Zaki Z Star, man. I just want to close out the show with Freddie Gray, 25 years old. What mother does not want to see their son buried? The children are supposed to bury them. That mother who went out there to save her son, instincts rolled in. Like I said, you don't know what was going in her mind. You don't know what's going on in her household. You know, she handled it the best way she could. I have no mixed feelings about that. She did what she had to do. I think she did it well. Her and her son are close. Maybe something good may come out of this. I think it is. It's already starting. The mothers are coming out. The sisters are here. Loretta Lynch, the mayor of Baltimore, State Attorney Mosby, and Mayor Rawlings-Blake. We need the sisters to come out. We are the forefront. We are the nurturers. We are the creators. We are the problem solvers. Once upon a time, a sister told me the world is out of order because women are out of order. I think we're in order. We're getting it together. Hey, I'm Deetra Kelsey. You just watched Sister Talk TV show and live from Manhattan. And as always, stay in the light.